to the channel. I'm Mo.J, and this is the Rev episode 2. Now, I got some people hitting me up like, hey, you should go ahead and stick to it. So, of course, I'm going to stick to it. It's what the people want. But before we get into all that, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel, you want to be a part of this, hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit the like button, thumbs up, thumbs down, it don't matter. It's all engagement in 2021. Now, pack your bags. We headed back north. Give it all the curse words, because you know we about to step in the house of the Lord. But I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all exactly how it is on the show. So, hey, you know me. I'm not going to hold you up. Let's jump into it. This is the Rev episode 2. To start the episode off, everyone's bringing in their clothes that they have left over. If you have clothes that you aren't going to wear anymore, don't save them. Donate them to somebody, and that's what they're doing here. Now, the mom, if you see what she got on this little, look like fox, maybe, but she talking about, yeah, this is my warm coat. Rev said, you mean warm coat? She's like, come on, Rev. But then the kids, they start going in on what the dad's wearing. Like, where'd you get this from? It's the 70s, man. This is dated. Now, my parents are the same way. My dad is a big hoarder. When it comes to clothes, he just buys clothes. Every time I go visit him, it's stuff in the house. I'm like, Dad, get rid of this. And that's what they're trying to do here and give it to those that are in need of clothes, especially in this time. Now, this really needs to be addressed. These kids are old as hell. They still living up in Rev's house. My bad, I said hell. But they're living in Rev's house. And he's like, hey, what are y'all doing? The mom's writing down a list of groceries to pick up, their favorite cereal. And then Jediah, she's like, see if they got some pencils, some pens, some highlighters for her schooling. Like, what are y'all doing? Y'all too old to be living in the house. And Rev is like, whoa. You were babying these kids. They need to be prepared to be out on their own. But you know how it is when you see these kids, they come from families with money. They don't know how to do anything. Now, the mom, she's like, I've always, you know what I'm saying, they're always going to be my baby no matter how old they are. While you're on the road, this is my company. So for him, he's like, nah, we're going to have to fix this. They're going to have to get up out this house and do something. Mickey works directly with the Rev. This is his right-hand man, his assistant says, hey, I need this done. Mickey's going to go get it done. Now, Mickey, he goes and he pretty much fosters a dog. Now, Rev's looking at this like, Mickey, why do you have a dog and what are you doing with it? Mickey's like, wait, it's not my dog. I just keep it for a couple of days and then I give it off to another family. But if I do want to take it, I'll become the foster parent of this animal. Now, people treat animals better than they treat kids, and I guess this man doesn't have any kids, so he's like, shoot, I'm gonna give me a dog, especially when it's born up in that house. And Rev is like, that's interesting, but I don't know if I want a dog. If the opening intro wasn't enough, sitting at the table, it's just building up. Now Rev is checking the bills like, wait, so phone bill here that we paid for, there's some books down here. His wife comes in like, here goes some tea. He's like, yeah, I need that. What are all these charges on our bill? She like, oh, well, Jordan needed his phone paid for because he couldn't pay for it. So I paid for that. And then he was like, so we're paying for books too? And she's like, oh, yeah, we paid for those books for her. He's like, look, these kids are adults. They need to get a job. They need to get up out the house and quit living off of us and get prepared to be on their own. Now, Stacy's starting to realize maybe we are having the kids depend on us a little too much, you know? And he's like, I'm telling you, they need to get prepared. She's like, okay, maybe we should come up with something. And Rev's like, yeah, we're going to come up with something. But listen, Stacy, I need your support 100% of the way. And she's like, all right, you have my support, but don't put the Rev on him. Now, you know the Rev and Richard, they two different people. When he's the Rev, hey, it's business and let's get things taken care of. I messed that all up. When he's the Rev, let's get things taken care of right now. Let's handle business. So let's see what he's about to get these kids. They got to do something. They got to pull their weight around this house. Now, Rev brings the kids down, but before they even come down, he calling their name. Hey, Jordan, Jedi, where y'all at? And he's like, look, I'm having this much trouble bringing them down to even listen to what I got to say. Once they finally get there, he starts breaking it down. Listen, your mom has been treating you guys too good, pampering you all. So I have a curfew that I'm going to put on you guys. And they're like, a curfew? Jordan's like, dang. Last curfew I had was 3:30. I had to be home right after school. And Jedi's like, oh, that's fine. The curfew, I go to sleep at 9. The thing is, the curfew is to keep them out the house. So between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., don't be in the house. Get out, go find a job, do something, but y'all will not be depending on depending on your mama or on me during the daytime. Y'all need to get out there and get it on your own. We get to see the kids try to plead their case. She's like, he doesn't know how much I do for the church. I do all of this, I do all the planning and everything. And Jordan's just like, man, I don't know what a 9 to 5 is. What do you want us to do? Punch a clock and put on a hard hat? Like, man, ain't nobody tell you to get into construction, Jordan. He just said get out the house and do something. Oh man, here we go. Richard, I won't even say Rev. Richard went out and he went and got a dog. So when he brought it back, they all jumping around like, man, we scared of dogs. He's like, look, man, I had to get me, I had to get me a little dog. Y'all about to be out the house. All the kids are like, Dad, how you just gonna come home with a glitter jacket in a new dog? And he's like, well, I brought you home one day and you was new. He's right. Now, the first lady, she talks to Rev and she's like, you're telling the kids to grow up, but then you're acting like a kid by buying a dog. He makes a valid point. The difference between me and them is I pay for the kid and me. They can do the same and worry about everything else when they have their own house, their own spouse. But as long as I'm in my house, I'm going to spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. And a parent should, especially when you have 2 adult children living with you. I won't even say children, 2 adults living with you. It is only day 1. Richard is waking up. The first lady's like, hey, you got a dog? He's like, yeah, I got a dog. Well, you need to take that dog outside and handle it, Richard. He standing over by the door. She's standing by the door like, is anybody going to take me outside? The last foster family I was with, they made sure in the morning I was up. The dog over there. And of course, Richard ain't trying to get up and do none of that. Now, you always see people, oh, I want a dog, I want this, but you got to feed, you got to do all kinds of stuff. It's like having another child, and I'd be damned. Richard and his assistant, they're riding, and he's pretty much telling them, this is what's going on in the house, you know what I'm saying? I got the kids out, got them trying to look for a job, I got a dog, I'm trying to handle all this, but what's my schedule looks like? So he starts telling them his schedule, you got this, the youth ministries have this, and it's starting to pile up like, dang, maybe Jediah actually does a lot. You know what I'm saying? She does a lot at the church. She takes care of all this schedule and everything. But Rev being stubborn, like he said, oh, she can do it, I can do it. But she needs to be focused all of her energy on finding a job and getting up out my house. Little does he know, the church actually needs her more than he thinks. Once we get back to the house, now we pulling up and wait a minute. I thought the kids were supposed to be out of the house between 9 and 5. Jediah, she talking about, oh, I'm on lunch break. And then here comes Jordan. So Richard says, so is Jordan on lunch break too? And Jordan's like, yeah, you know me, I'm on lunch break too. So he starts asking them about what are they doing. She's like, oh, I found me a little spot around the corner. Jordan's like, I'm working at this thing called Handy Hamster. Pretty much it's an app, and if someone needs work done, hey, they get on the app, they get a recommendation. Hey, here comes Jordan, Handy Hamster, and he pulls up to your house and fixes whatever you need fixing. Now, I don't think he has the qualifications because I know he's a drummer, but other than that, I don't think he has any skills outside of being a drummer. Jordan started his job at the Handyman Hamster, and he needs to go buy some tools. You can't be a handyman with no toolkit, but he goes to an industrial, like he has a chainsaw in his hand. What is he gonna do with a chainsaw? He ain't cutting down no trees. He was inside of a tractor. He was on top of a tractor. Like, what kind of job do you think you're about to do? Come on, Jordan. But his mom is like, oh, well, I'm just glad he has a new job. And, hey, I'm here to support him. Come on, man. These are not tools that you're going to use for an everyday job where you're going to somebody's house. Rev has the dog. Rev's walking around, got this red leather on. He like, man, look, I'm a stunt regardless. Wherever I'm at, I'm a stunt. He's walking around. He has his partner with him, and he's like, hey, look, I told my wife I'd walk this dog, I'd feed this dog, but when it poops, I said, I'll handle it. I didn't say I'll be picking it up. I'll handle it. So he tosses him the bags, and he's like, get to picking up all this dog mess back here, because I definitely don't touch no poop. Rev is a fool. Rev is starting to see that Jediah does actually more than he really expected. He thought he was going to be able to go to church and be able to handle all the meetings, all the appointments that she usually schedules. Now he gets a phone call from somebody and they're like, hey, we need the password to the website. And he's like, well, you need to call Jediah. And he's like, we tried to, but she's not there. She's at work. We need it from you since you're in charge now. He's like, well, look, you need to figure this out if you work on the website. So he's really overwhelmed with the work. The first lady comes in and is like, see, I told you, Jediah, we need her. She actually runs this church a lot more than you think. So he's like, look, I'm going to be able to do this, but you might be right. I might need to hire her back. But you know, once you already got your mind made up and someone's stubborn like this, he ain't trying to hire her back. Now Richard, he got the dog out. He got on the jean jacket, the jeans on. The dog has on the jean jacket also. So at least he's always matching the dog whenever he's pulling up. But he actually walks down to where Jediah is working at. Now, she's talking about, yeah, man, I like working here, you know, and we got free Wi-Fi. He's like, forget that free Wi-Fi. Look, you think you could leave here and come back to the church and I could hire you to just work at the church? And she's like, oh, really, Daddy? Because she knew he was going to come back. Because, hey, when you're at the top and you notice all that work that has to be done to keep everything running, you definitely ain't trying to be doing that. So, Jediah, quit your job, which I don't think she's working there. I think she's just sitting outside getting the free Wi-Fi, lying, talking about I'll be here from a 9 to 5. Get your stuff and head back to the church. You got a job. Now, Jordan, he's on his tear now. He wanted to buy a chainsaw. He bought some chainsaw pants. Richard comes in like, what is this? Jordan, why do you have those? And Jordan's like, man, you know, it's chainsaw pants to get your brain sawed. So pretty much he's just buying all kinds of unnecessary things, running up the bill. And his mom is like, well, sometimes you got to spend money to make money. Well, let me be the one to tell everyone that's watching this. You ain't making no money with those chainsaw pants, bruh. Jordan, get rid of those ASAP. Richard calls out the first lady like, look, these kids, they have your business mind. You talking about spending money to make money? You spending money on chainsaw pants ain't gonna make us no money. He asked Jordan, all right, what's your job? How much are you making? Jordan like, well, I made $45. Now the bill's about $2,000 of all the equipment and gear, unnecessary stuff that he bought. And Richard's like, I'm turning into Rev. It's gonna take you forever to pay this off making $45. And that was just in one day. You better be taking 2 or 3 jobs. Come on, man. You better get right, Jordan. Rev ain't playing with you. The family started taking a liking to the dog. So they like, shoot, we're going to dress the dog up. We're going to bring it to Sunday service. Shoot, people going to know our dog. Our dog going to get right with the Lord. And right on schedule, here comes Mr. Richard. Like, what are y'all doing with that dog still? And they're like, oh, well, we like it. We're going to take it to church. He's like, well, look, let me be totally honest with you guys. I don't think I'm ready to have a dog. Now, I can take it walking and stuff, but everything else, the feeding and picking up poop, is too much for me. And I got to be honest with you. I didn't pick up the poop. I was just out there supervising. I had my assistant do it. So I'm just going to come clean with y'all. We are not ready for a dog. I already got 2 adult children. We don't need a third. So I guess that's the end of the dog. All right, there you go, episode 2 of the Rev. Let me know what you think about the kids staying at the house. Y'all know these kids are too old to be staying at that house with their parents, and you know how rich kids are. They just, hey, parents got it, we ain't got to get it. Let me know what you think below. But anyway, that's Rev Part 2. Thanks for watching. If you like the content on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Definitely hit the like button. Be here next week for the Rev Part 3, and tune in for more of my videos. I'm ODJ, and I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.